I can't stand the globalists. The goblins hate 1776. George Soros, the Saruman of Middle-earth, has a gay son.
You're late.
A wizard is never late, Tucker Baggins. He arrives precisely when his globalist research is concluded. Ha 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 ha! I can't stand the globalists.
That was hilarious. No, unmute. I can't hear you.
There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Every time, dude. And they talked about Israel all the way to the Shire. That was the joke. Ha 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 ha. So, welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Tri-F podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up. And today, we've got a very, very interesting week that transpired. We got updates on Epstein, and we got updates on Crooks, and then we're doing our Genesis 2 reading. So, Trevor,
Sweet.
how are you?
How am I excited?
You're excited? Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Okay. Dude, this is going to be a long night. I think we're both like out of it. But we're going to get through it. We're going to do it.
Don't worry, we'll get along.
We'll get along. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So hang on a second here. I got to make sure that the other audio is still working because apparently OBS has decided to turn my mics off again for no reason.
I can hear both of us just fine on the live, so.
Well, that's good. That's good. Dead air. It's awkward. Okay, we're just going to get into it.
Awkward science.
All right. So we, last week, for those who don't know, we have been in the habit of just reading the Bible for about 30 minutes, getting as far as we get, and just talking about it and kind of analyzing it and starting the show off that way. Just something we're trying. If people like it, we'll keep doing it, and we'll try to get through the whole Bible. That's the plan. So,
That's the plan.
Last week, we read Genesis chapter 1. We were a little faster last week than we were this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first week, we did 10 verses. The week after that, we did 20. So we're picking up speed. So I thought I would just jump in and let me know if you have any thoughts. So, yeah.
Thoughts.
All right. So, Genesis chapter 2. Thus, the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And
why does God need to rest?
I think
I've heard that one. Why would God, this almighty being, need rest?
I was under the impression that he did it as an example, like to demonstrate that we should rest, not that he actually needed rest. That was what I was taught. What were you taught?
Just to show us what to do. Yeah, about the same thing.
Yeah, as a precedent.
It's
not a precedent. So, yeah. Okay, and God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Now, what is that? These are the generations. I'm not sure what that phrase means. What do you think?
The generations of what?
I don't know. It says the generations of the heaven of the earth and of the heaven and of the earth when they were created.
So they're the generations of the heaven and the earth.
Well, yeah, but how is generations being used here? Like, it's not like the earth and the heavens had kids and had multiple heavens and earths. So what does that mean there in that context?
Well,
I'm gonna
if you look up, you can see stars, right? So all the stars that he created had more stars, and more stars had more stars.
I'm gonna see if I can Google it. What are the generations in Genesis
2 verse
2
4.
verse 4? Okay. So it's saying origins. It's saying origins. I don't know.
So
Why is it
generations of origins.
that doesn't make sense. Why would it say? Let's see. We got a hermeneutics stack exchange. We can use
This will help.
Strong's. Get away. All these pop-ups, man. Good night.
We're adding.
Yeah. So
We love James Avery. That's one of really good jewelry store. Sorry.
I'm also not sure what generations refers to in this context. Other translations are account. Yeah, and other okay, so other translations have account, which is clearer, but makes me feel like I'm not quite understanding the plural sense of this word. Ele taladot, I guess. Nor the connection with the basic meaning, which apparently is something to do with descent or ancestry. Is it a summary? Then somebody replied and said, "That's a very good question. On the face of it, it would appear to be an introduction. This formula, usually referred to as a simple toldot formula from the Hebrew, Ella toldot, these are the generations of, occurs a number of times in generations and a couple times beyond it." Yeah, but whenever it's talking about that, it literally means generations, like generations of like ancestors.
Descendants, genealogies.
These are the generations of Noah. These are the generations of Shem. That's like kids. So why would they use it in the context of heaven and earth?
I do not know. I always just assumed it was because, this is my assumption, was generations of stars of the heavens. So God made stars, and more stars. That's my personal assumption of it.
I've honestly never thought of it. Like, that's the first time I've really caught that. So I'm like, well, that's a good question. What is that? Oh, I hate hair.
Yeah,
So
that's deep.
Yeah, so the standard scholarly account has been to say that Genesis 2:4a concludes the P creation account. So this would go into what we were talking about last week, where we're suspecting that Genesis 1 and 2 are separate creation accounts. Not it's not like it's talking about one. It's not. I can't talk today. It's not that we're telling the same creation event twice. It's that we're talking about two separate creation events. You remember us talking about that last week?
Yeah, so creation part 1, and now we're on creation part 2, basically.
Right, like this creation event happened at a separate date. So, okay. Hello, Calix. Calix says, yo, just started. Nice.
Hey, Calix.
Welcome, good sir. So this seems to, if I'm understanding this correctly, basically this is the conclusion of the first creation account.
I got you.
Okay. Cody Bocephus says, the stars are the Nephilim, fallen angels. It's a list of generations of demons, bros. What?
A list of generational
let's
demons.
Go back to this. Let's reread it. Okay, so the stars are the Nephilim, fallen angels. It's a list of generations of demons, bros. Okay, so he's saying that the heavens and the earth, when they were created in the day of the Lord, God made the heavens and the earth. So he's saying, Cody, are you saying that the heavens and the earth are like demonic entities or personifications or something like that?
I'm not sure. I don't think that's what he meant by that.
Well, I'm loopy tonight, so you have to bear with me. But yeah, can you elaborate, Mr. Cody, because I don't know what you mean. So okay, excuse me. So this is saying it's a P creation account since it is clearly J material that follows. Well, I don't know what that means. You will typically see the commentaries. Cody's going, I don't know, I'm retarded.
You're not retarded. Just sleeping.
You're in good company, good sir.
Good company.
Okay, so I'm assuming P creation of count, like P stands for something like prior. I don't know what J material follows. Like, I don't know what that means. You'll
Oh, yeah, I'm
typically
not
see
sure either.
commentaries that structure the opening part of Genesis 1 through 2:4, followed by 2b through 25. Obviously, then such commentaries take the TF as an unusual conclusion. Well, I don't know what TF is either. Boy, we're just out of our depth here. Rather than as an introduction. So, as long as you're living in documentary hypothesis land, so he doesn't like whatever this is, this works. But it took the work of Brevard Childs to make what must appear to be the obvious point, that if the TF is everywhere else in introduction, then it must be an introduction here too. The implications for this approach, then, is to deepen the sense of interweaving P and J material, since the P formula is clearly exclamation point, being deliberately used as glue to hold the two accounts together, thus producing what some would appear to be an anomaly. There is a P introduction to a J passage. Dude, I have no idea. Okay, I just wanted to know what the word...
Generations is... Why generations is there?
Yeah, it's like, guys, apparently nobody knows.
Nobody knows the troubles
Okay.
I've seen.
There is another T dot or something like that. Whoa, what just happened? Okay, well,
But you went into Hebrew.
I just got a picture of the original Hebrew.
All right, you know Hebrew?
Hey, it's cool though. I can't read it, but it's cool.
We should learn Hebrew. That's our next goal. We'll learn Hebrew on the podcast.
No, this is a concordance. This isn't Hebrew, so this is
Oh.
translating Hebrew words. So spread, slander, perch, original whisper. Yeah, so this is... Yeah, I think this is talking about... What is that word? Oh, well. Okay, moving on.
Moving forward.
I'm not doing a good job. So period.
You're doing a great job.
Period generation. Okay, so yeah, that's talking about a length of time. Yeah, if you talk about period being generation. Nor is it the only Hebrew word available for generations. There is another, period generations, which looks like a near synonym, and in fact might better suit some of our TF texts. So we might think. So, typically, through the understanding of semantics needs to follow usage of Toledot, it is not unusual to find commentators translating more idiomatically the history of this or introduces an account which may or may not be genealogical per se. As Victor Hamilton points out in his article on the term, the formulaic use seems to have the effect of throwing the spotlight on the progenitor of the leading figure in the narrative which follows. It is not necessarily the case that it must be a strict genealogy in terms of a family tree. Okay, so this is a period of time. So, all right, I'm going to take a shot in the dark. If somebody is smarter than me, please give me some more information on this. But we got to move on. Otherwise, we're going to spend... I'm getting the sinking feeling you could spend hours.
We could deep dive on just one word.
Yeah. So... All right, let me do one more thing. This is what I typically do. And I'm just going to look up Strong's, and then we're going to see what Strong's has to say.
Go to Strong's.
Yeah, and then after that, we're going to move on. Okay, so Strong's Concordance.
Looking for the definition of generations.
Yeah. Okay. Generations. Genesis 2:4. Okay. You're killing me, Smalls.
Does that pull up the Big Bang?
Yeah, it's just going to pull up the Big Bang. Come on, man. Give me the words. What are you doing here? Yes.
God said, let there be light, and bang. Here we are.
Okay, hang on. Reference keyword. We want generations. Strong's ain't working with me either.
I wouldn't call them very strong then.
No. Website's going batty.
Or it's the internet. Or it's the CIA. Those commies.
Right. Dirty communists. All right. Day in the day.
I wonder if this has anything to do with like generational curses and stuff like that. It starts with generations.
Well, it was written in the same period of time, so there might be like some similarity in the words or something. Who knows? What verse are you even on?
2:4.
Okay, so here in Strong's, okay, here we go, found it. But they're not
Yay.
using, in Strong's, they're not using generations, they're using account. See that?
Oh, yeah, it did say originally that some switch it to the account.
Yeah, so apparently Strong's does that. So descendants, results, proceedings, generations, genealogies, account of men and their descendants. Okay, so yeah, it looks like generations just means account.
So did God make all the generations of the earth all at once and then line everything up? And then the fall of Satan happened. The fall of Lucifer happened and messed it all up.
I think that's kind of about the only way we have to read it, is that there was the creation, and that was event 1, but that was separate from the Garden of Eden. Like, I think, look, that looks like a section break to me.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we're dealing with 2 different creation events.
Wow.
Based on what I'm looking at here. Okay, we're moving on. Sorry, this is... we're going down deep, staying down long. So, created the day of the Lord, made the earth and the heavens. Okay. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. So, look, this sounds like he was setting everything up, or he'd set everything up, but it hadn't yet started to sprout and everything like that. So he'd willed it and kind of set up the infrastructure, but things hadn't actually started growing. That's kind of how I'm reading that. Am I wrong?
You planted all the seeds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you planted all the seeds, but it hadn't actually like started yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so... But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. So it wasn't raining.
What to do?
Yeah. So it was kind of a mist from the earth. So it's like the earth sweated almost, is kind of how I read that.
That's pretty cool, actually, if you think about it. The whole earth sweated all at once.
Yeah, well, like condensed and all that.
or we could say it perspired.
It perspired. There you go. All right. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So I am assuming this is our introduction of Adam.
To us. Adam.
Yeah, because he's already made men in the previous chapter, and if that's why this is important, because if it's like 2 different creation events,
yeah,
then the man would have to be Adam here in this case.
Yeah, so there's
so it's like
this
we're
question.
zooming in.
There's the question of, was Adam the first man or no?
I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, it makes you think about it.
After slowing down and like really thinking about it, I'm like, it kind of sounds like there were people outside of the garden. Now that I'm looking at this.
And he just zoomed in on just the garden.
Yeah, like, well, narratively, it's like you've got a broad creation event, And then in chapter 2, you're zooming in on something more specific. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's the impression I'm getting.
Me too. It's.
I mean,
I've never really thought about it like this. So it's
yeah,
very,
I mean, that's
because usually if I read the Bible, I'm just kind of like listening to it in the background or skimming over it, and stuff like this I don't catch.
yeah. Well, it's different when you spend 20 minutes on generations. So
Did we really spend 20 minutes on it?
no, not even close. But it was like 10 though.
Wow.
Anyway, dust to the ground, breath of life, and man became a living soul. So maybe
We are dust.
yeah.
We are stardust.
I mean, I guess. Good morning, starshine. Anyway, and the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Okay, so yeah. So that kind of confirms. Now we're talking specifically about Adam. I'm feeling pretty good about that the more I'm looking at this. So, okay. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant in the sight of and good for food. So he basically makes the garden for Adam. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is it which compasseth.
I think it's Python.
Pison. Yeah.
I don't know.
Grow up! So,
Sorry.
anyway. And the name of the first is Pison, and that is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, that is which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden, and to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. So what this sounds like is God spoke his intention, then he set up the infrastructure for everything, if you will, planted the seeds, but nothing was sprouting yet. So he makes the man and puts the man in the garden.
To till it, take care of it.
Right.
Whatnot.
Right. So it's like he built the earth, it's not doing anything yet, and then the man gets put in the garden.
Is in the garden.
That's what it sounds like. So.
Have you ever watched any documentaries on people trying to find the garden?
Yes, but that seems ridiculous since there was a flood. I've always wondered that. I'm like, why would you try to find the Garden of Eden? Like, Noah's flood would have wiped it out.
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And listening and watching all the different documentaries on it, it's like, well, it probably might have moved. Getting buried.
I just don't think it's there anymore. I'm like, I think everything kind of got totaled. So.
Or it's buried so deep that we can't get to it.
Right. Like rapid plate tectonics or something. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I did hear an interesting story from a buddy of mine. He talked about they found the Garden of Eden, and it was down in this cave, way
really?
down deep, and they lured a dude down in there, and the cable that they had him attached to, they pulled it back up, and it was burned off.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's still down there.
Or he's fried to a crisp because of the angel that God put at the door.
Or maybe he's eating an apple in there, running around naked.
It flip-flopped his brain back to original.
Maybe. I don't know. Meanwhile, we have to sit here and work. So, anyway.
How crazy would that have been? If you eat another one of the apples of knowledge, you go back to your originality. of what God intended.
I hadn't thought about that.
That
That's
or
true.
it'll double up on the poison and kill you instantly.
Or make you twice as of a degenerate.
Yeah.
Because now you really know about the knowledge of good and evil. So you're like a complete depraved idiot. So, all right. I don't know
feel
why.
like that sometimes.
Yeah, I don't need an extra dose of that. Anyway, okay. So oh my gosh, where are we at? So
I apologize.
that's all right. A Garden of Eden to dress it and keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Eat everything except.
Yeah, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him. So, okay, I want to go back up here to 17. I heard a very interesting theory about the definition of die from another YouTube channel. And according to this YouTube channel, the professor that he was referencing said that the definition of die here is not physical death, but like the cessation of like function. So, or like to be cut off from the source of life. You know what I mean? Like the way we look at death, it's like the heart stops working, the brain stops working. But like the way they would have looked at it would be like a flower being plucked from the ground or a leaf being pulled from a tree.
To exist, basically.
Well, it would be cut off from like God. It'd be cut off from the source of life, and so therefore it would slowly die. The thing sustaining it would be disconnected from it, so it would wither and rot gradually, is like the idea. So I think that's kind of important because, you know, when Satan finally tricks them, you know, Satan is actually the one that introduces the physical death concept, whereas God's talking about you'll be cut off from me, I think is the idea. Does that make sense? So God's not entrapping them with a word game. It's Satan actually introduces the idea of death meaning just a physical death.
Yeah.
Whereas God is talking about being cut off from him, which is what actually happens.
And
or it could mean both.
Yeah,
you know?
And this is important, you know, later throughout Scripture. People talk about this stuff in the Scripture, so you got to go back and cross-reference, and this is why it's important to read the whole thing before you make assumptions.
Yeah. So this definition of die, I'm sure if I go to Strong's, it's just gonna. So what we are on verse 17. If we go to Strong's and drop down to 17.
All right.
We'll look for the word die. You will surely die. Okay, to die, kill, have one executed, to die, to be put to death, to die, perish, to die prematurely, to kill, to put to death, dispatch, to kill. Yeah, so basically it's going to have the same definition we would, but according to this guy in that culture, it meant something different. Like, or at least the connotation around it meant something different. Like the end result would be the same. You still die.
You're going to die.
Jeremiah Cook says, get that Strong's, boys.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey,
Long
man,
time
it's good to see you.
no.
Good to see you. So, yeah. I don't know how to verify what that professor said, but I thought that was an interesting idea.
That is an interesting idea.
Yeah. So, okay, moving on. Chapter 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a help meet for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed...
Why does it say help meet? Why not help mate?
I'm sure that's like an older word for mate. We can look it up, though. All right, 18.
Unless it's a typo.
I doubt it's a suitable helper. Yeah, see, here it's saying helper.
Okay.
So, help, succor, one who helps. Yeah. Interestingly, though, the word helper is masculine when he's about to make Eve, so that's interesting.
Uh-oh.
So
God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
I'm not inferring anything. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
I just caught that and went, huh. I wonder what that means. Anyway, moving on. So let's see. 19. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. So he starts out by naming the animals.
This is something funny too. He got bored with naming them.
Oh, the Brad Stein bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Brad's. Oh, that's hilarious.
It's like, go forth, hippopotamus. 10 hours
Yeah.
later, cow.
Dog.
That's
Dog.
good. Yeah, yeah. All right, we'll
Maybe
do one. Huh?
Maybe we should play that next week.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be a good intro. And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a help meet for him. Okay, and we're going to end it there. Unless you just want to finish the chapter, because we are like 5 verses away.
Yeah, let's wait till next week.
Yeah, let's discuss the whole Adam and Eve thing next week. So, okay, we're going to end part 1 here. If you're still on the live stream, stay with us. We got 2 more sections left. If you are watching this after the fact, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to part 2.
Moving on to part 2.
All right, so did I decide I was going to end with Epstein or I was going to begin with Epstein? Are we doing Crooks?
I think you said Epstein second, yes.
Yeah, so we got to start moving on to Crooks. Okay, so I guess I will kick us off with part 2. So, welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. Let me try that again. Welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Try F Podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up.
Do you want to try again?
No, I'm good.
Sorry. Bored?
Today, Trevor, today we are talking about some updates on the Thomas Crooks case.
Who's that?
That's the guy that tried to shoot Trump about a year and a half ago.
Oh, and he got him in like the ear?
Mm-hmm. That guy.
Okay.
Now,
That guy.
you may have recalled that we never heard anything about it. And then when this darling FBI that we currently have, hence my spiteful little graphic on there, when these guys got in charge, we thought we were going to get answers.
Killed his mojo dog.
Killed his mojo dog, right? Yeah. It's so hateful.
Mojo Jojo.
So, yeah, we never heard anything about it. Well, Tucker Carlson and I guess a source of his found his social media stuff. And, of course, that proves the FBI was lying. What a shock, because the FBI was like, see, he didn't have any social media. He had, no social footprint. He had, 18 jillion phones, but, no social media. And everyone was like, you're full of crap, but we can't prove it. Well, they found some of his social media sites.
So he actually did have stuff.
Oh, yeah. And it basically verifies what I think we've said in the past on the show. He was clearly some angry kid that was like a rage lord, said a bunch of hateful stuff on the internet. And he started out threatening to kill Democrats. Then COVID happened. He got mad about COVID. He started to threaten to kill Trump. And somebody said, hey, guy, you would be perfect for a job. So, yeah, and then they, trained him to shoot a little bit and then told the Secret Service to stand down and let him do his thing. But they also had somebody in the bushes in case he missed, and that guy missed too, apparently. That's the going theory at the moment.
It sounded to me, personally, just me, somebody made this social media after the fact and said it was him.
I don't think that's right because they had to do a lot of digging to find it. Basically,
No, they
somebody
didn't find
screwed up.
Somebody was like, we need to find something on this kid. Let's just make it up ourselves.
No, I don't think that's what happened. I think,
No?
yeah, they let the phone number out. And because one of the phone numbers leaked, they were able to get into the Internet Archives and start finding deleted comments and things like that. So they they let that one piece of information got through, and people were able to use it to try to find more.
Well, there you go, folks. Proof that everything stays on the internet.
Yeah, apparently. So
if you did something dirty, it's on the internet. It's going to stay there.
There are pictures of you naked. I am so sorry. All right.
Don't tell anybody that.
What? I'm just telling them the truth, sparing them pain, you know. So
Okay.
All right. We got what is this from Sean Ryan?
Sean Ryan show.
All right.
It's just a quick video.
All right, we'll start with this.
Put the barrel of his gun through the fence. Secret Service, in my opinion, got lucky again because this guy wasn't trained. If he was trained, he would have had a pair of $20 bolt cutters with him. He would have cut out his line of sight through that fence, and then he would have pushed back into the shady leaves so that he couldn't have, been seen, right? The other thing that I noticed was he had his 2 ballistic plates up on the fence. What does that create? It stands out. And one of the first things they teach you in sniper school is there are no straight lines in nature. If a Secret Service agent is just scanning a fence line and he sees a bunch of, leaves, and then boom, he sees 2 like dark plate looking things that have straight lines, it's going to catch his eye. And so it just showed me once again how lucky we were that the guys right now that are coming after the president or being sent after the president don't have a lot of training. One of the things I noticed based on this story that I'm hearing is that he was spotted because he put...
I disagree with that. It's called being a patsy.
A patsy?
A patsy. Somebody who doesn't know a whole lot, you give them just enough training to make them think you're part of the club or they're part of the club. And then you let them wander around like an idiot so everybody sees them. And then they get blamed for the assassination.
Yeah.
Like he was the patsy. He got a shot off, missed. They had another guy a little further down who for some reason also missed. The Juan Ryan show should be like, yo, I was a Navy SEAL, homie.
Yeah, that wasn't Sean Ryan himself. That was one of his guests.
I like that though. Juan Ryan. Very good. Very good. Oh, that's funny. So... yeah, no, he's a patsy, so of course he didn't know what he was doing. That's the point of a patsy. So, I mean, I kind of disagree with that guy. I'm like, no, it's not that they got lucky. It's that they wanted it to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's a red herring, You do that in stories all the time. But anyway, so this is a little bit of what Tucker Carlson had to say in terms of what they found. And we'll just move on to him here real quick.
Yay.
They are. These are genuine, written by Thomas Crooks. But although Crooks's comments are interesting and give tremendous insight into why he did it, they're not the only story. The other story, in fact, the far more significant story, involves the government, the DOJ and the FBI, which have hidden from the public what they know about Thomas Crooks. The purpose of this report is to reveal details of Crooks's social media accounts and to confront a series of key questions. Why is the FBI keeping Crooks's views a secret? Why are they ignoring congressional subpoenas to divulge information? Why are they pretending that there's nothing to see here? And more than anything, what are they hiding? Before we present our findings, it's critical to establish how we obtained the comments and how we know they're real. In late September, we received a tip from a source. He told us he'd gained access to some of Thomas Crooks's accounts. He'd found these accounts by utilizing tools commonly used by private investigators. The key lead was Thomas.
So I'm breaking it up because, copyright. But just so you know, that's what I'm talking. This is what I was referring to. They found a phone number and stuff like that. So
I got you.
Yeah, not trying to be pedantic. I'm basically trying to think of something to say because, copyright. So anyway, we'll let him kind of explain the backstory here, then we'll move on. I don't want to watch the whole thing because, again, copyright. But anyhow.
Copyrighted pedantics.
Yeah.
Crooks's phone number. That was published in documents obtained by America First Legal. That phone number led our source to Thomas Crooks's primary email account, tmcrooks7@gmail.com. That in turn he linked with more than a dozen other accounts. That list includes 2 foreign encrypted email accounts, American Gamer at gmx.com, a German website, and bcook at mailfence.com, a Belgian website. Crooks had a Snapchat, Tom_Crooks19, a Venmo account, Thomas-Crooks12, a PayPal account under the alias Rod Swanson, a Zelle registered as Thomas Crooks, as well as accounts on Discord, a Google Play account.
Never heard of Zelle. Have you heard of Zelle?
Nope.
Haven't heard of Zelle either.
Never heard of Zelda.
Seems.
Zelle.
Yeah, what the? All right,
Account
moving on.
called Colossal Microwave, a Quizlet titled Thomas_Crooks, a chess.com with the same name, and 2 disabled Quora accounts under the handles
he played
Thomas
chess.
Crooks 8 and Thomas Crooks 3. It turns out
But no social media presence. None. He was a
What?
ghost, a loner.
See, that's what I'm saying is they went back and was like, hey, let's make all these and then link them together and say we did something.
So they gave him a chess.com?
Heck yeah.
Why would you
This
give
kid
him,
plays chess.
Why would you give him a chess.com?
I don't know. Is that, I don't even know what chess.com is. Is it like a place to play chess?
I have no idea. I would assume. I mean,
Oh.
if it was tic-tac-toe, I'd be confused, man.
Oh.
So, yeah. All right.
that Thomas Crooks was hardly an online ghost. He was active, and yet federal investigators lied and told us there was no trace of him online. Some of Crooks's accounts, like his Snapchat, appear to have been fully deactivated and completely taken out of use. Some of them may have been unused or cleared by federal officials during the investigation. We don't know because the FBI wouldn't tell us. However, our source was able to retrieve all data from Thomas Crooks's deactivated YouTube account, Tom Crooks 2178, visible to other users as Tom Crooks. This account includes his search history, his watch history, and 737 public comments. Another critical account, his Google Drive, is linked to an archive of Crooks's YouTube account. That's where our source obtained the videos of Crooks dry firing a handgun in his bedroom with paper targets on the wall behind him. But aside from the video evidence,
Wow.
the email addresses, and the phone number tying Crooks to the account, or the fact that most of these accounts use his actual name, there are other key details that support the authenticity of what we found. For example, this video's metadata shows it was filmed at Thomas Crooks's parents' home. And some of Crooks's YouTube comments are still available on Internet Archive sites. Crooks's YouTube channel was suspended on July 14th, 2024. That's the day after the shooting. Its offense, quote, violating YouTube's policy on violent criminal organizations.
So Google was
and
in
though
on
Crooks's comments are no longer available on YouTube,
Yeah.
in many
Maybe-
cases the commenter
That's what's going on, is that the CIA
So-
and the, like, everybody's basically colluding, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they saw who it was and was like, oh, we need to make sure we're not affiliated with this guy at all. Delete everything.
Well, the CIA basically emails you and goes, hey, buddy, I'm not saying we'll break your kneecaps if you don't delete this. But it would be a shame if somebody did break your kneecaps because you didn't delete this. I mean, my friend Joey, like, remember that? I talk about my, the guy I produced for when he had a radio show and became the podcast. I talk about him all the time. He was Italian. He was his family was from the mob. He was very cagey and kind of evasive about the facts. But he had an
The
Uncle
Italian
Louis.
mobster.
Yeah, he had an Uncle Louis. He's like, see, I don't want anything to happen to you, but my Uncle Louis.
Hey,
you know,
Uncle Louis.
He's not well, and I would hate for Uncle Louis to get upset because of this certain thing, you know. And so, you know, that's what they do. They kind of go up to these guys and like, you know, Uncle Louis was really upset about that Tom Crooks video or whatever.
Or in
You
this
know,
case, Uncle Sam.
I would hate for, Uncle Sam to have to feel like he needs to do something about that because he's a little screwy, you know? He takes it too far. And I would hate that for you. It's that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So, you know, the mob. So,
Commies.
commies.
who responded to Crooks are still there, and they match what we see on the Internet Archive sites. When you click on their tags of Crooks's accounts, YouTube takes you to a page that says, this channel was removed because it violated our community guidelines. In other words, there is ample evidence to support the authenticity of these posts. Our source figured it out. So did we. But when we reached out directly to the FBI to ask why the Bureau hadn't shared any details from the account with the public, the FBI responded by questioning whether we could verify the authenticity of the count. We were confused by this, considering the authenticity is self-evident. And of course, the FBI would have known that since the day of the shooting. What exactly is the FBI hiding?
With AI,
you can
He still
create
looks
any character
terrified.
you want in seconds.
This
Yeah,
used to require
he,
huge Hollywood budget.
That's Bongino, right?
No, that's Cash Patel.
Cash Patel. I'm sorry, I got him mixed
He's
up.
our trio of idiots in the overlay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Man, what a disappointment. I still can't get over that. Like,
Yeah.
I still cannot get over how, like, depressing it is.
It is.
He talked a good game, man. He talked a good game, and then ever since he got in there, it's like, man, you have just been a weasel.
Wasn't he a good podcaster that would like speak out against all of it and everything?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if he had a podcast, but he was on the podcasting shows all the time. I bought one of his books, The Government Gangsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that about?
It's about basically the Russia collusion scandal and who was behind it and all that good stuff. So, thought he was going to be one of the good guys. But what I don't understand is why they're... Like, I have a theory, but it's just a theory. I think that these guys are so obsessed with the reputation of the FBI that it's very obvious, like the FBI or the CIA, probably the FBI because Crooks was trained at an FBI shooting range.
Wow.
Like they have footage of him being trained or learning to shoot in that one
That's
of their
crazy.
little ranges. Yeah.
Well, it's like
So-
you said, they could be threatening everybody with their kneecaps.
Yeah, well, that's what they did to social media, and yeah, I mean, that's how they get the stuff deleted. But I completely lost my train of thought. Dadgum.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I killed your mojo again.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Anyway, bottom line is that's what it was. He's an institutionalist. He wants to protect the reputation of the FBI. That's the only theory. It's either that or they've got pictures of him naked. It's just something like that, But it's been very disappointing. Incredibly so.
It has been.
All right. I think that's about the gist of it. They found his social media information, and that just proved the FBI was lying about him not having a social media presence. So what else are they lying about?
What
That's
else
the long
are they
and short
lying
of it,
about?
Yeah. So moving on, or somebody else. Let's see.
Glenn Beck.
Yeah, we're gonna see what old Beck has to say here for a minute.
That Tucker Carlson has just released, and I want you to hear it not as partisan, but as an American who I think deserves straight answers, because there's something happening in our country, and we all know it, and it's easy for us to get lost and go down the road of conspiracies. And,
No, it's not.
One of my favorite lines from John Kennedy, Senator John Kennedy, is we need some new conspiracy theories because the old ones all turned out to be right. And we don't need new conspiracy theories. What we need are conspiracy facts. And
I hate that term.
Conspiracy facts.
That just annoys me. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. That sounds like that came out of a boardroom.
Conspiracy?
A conspiracy facts. It's like a committee made
Oh.
that up. That's just my opinion. No, I'm like, man, that just. I cringed a little bit when I heard that.
Wouldn't that kind
I
of
winced.
cut each other out? Like conspiracy is the opposite of facts, right?
I think it's still basically choosing the liberals' paradigm or the government's paradigm. It's like we're going to frame things as like, if you believe in conspiracies, you're a crazy person. And I'm like, technically a surprise birthday party is a conspiracy. Conspiracies happen all the time. It's not that unusual. But, if you sit there and you adopt like their nomenclature and try to twist it around or whatever, you're still letting them determine what the narrative is going to be. The fact is, governments always mess over their citizens, and governments like usually lie. There's nothing special or unique about that.
Right.
So why would you need this term about conspiracy theories and like do all this stuff to make it seem like a fantasy? I mean, it's kind of the default of history, you know.
Everything's a conspiracy.
Well, yeah. Well, people in power.
It's all a matrix.
Yeah, people in power make laws. And then they don't keep those laws, and then they try to cover up the fact that they're breaking those laws to get what they want. I mean, that's how it's
Round
always
and round we
been.
go.
So why do we need like a special term to make it sound like it's unusual? It's like of government officials assassinating other government officials. Like that's the default. That's not a conspiracy theory. Like JFK, you know what I mean? Or this whole situation of Crooks. It's kind of the norm. Like I don't know where we got this idea. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I don't know where we got this idea that to assume that your government or people within your government would want to kill other people in your government is weird. It's like, have you heard of Rome? Rome was a thing.
Have you read any history at all?
Yeah, it's like politicians try to kill each other all the time. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying we should accept it. I'm just saying it's not a conspiracy theory in that it's like we're not talking about elves and dwarves fighting in Middle Earth here.
No. We're good, though.
But when you adopt their nomenclature, that's the impression they're trying to create. So maybe we should stay away from their nomenclature is my point. Because it's all about planting seeds in people's heads before you ever make an argument. So
we went over that in Genesis earlier. He planted seeds.
Yep. Way to tie it all back in there. So, all right. Sorry, I didn't mean if that was rude, but...
No.
Okay. All right, we ready to move on?
Moving on.
I can't remember why I wanted to watch.
We are starting to see the outline of something that should not make everybody feel really good. And I'll get into that here in just a second. But first, the more we learn about Thomas Matthew Crooks, this is the would-be assassin that got within a fraction of an inch of killing President Trump. The story bends in Washington. And when a story bends, that tells me somebody is very, very busy trying to keep it from breaking. From day one, the FBI and their cheerleaders in the mainstream media, MSNBC, CNN, the whole alphabet soup, all pushed one storyline. Crooks was pro-Trump, anti-immigration, a fringe right-winger radicalized by MAGA memes. Remember that? That's what the Biden FBI came out and said about him. Case closed. And then we never heard anything else because the story isn't just, it's incomplete. And as we're finding out now, it is also very, very misleading. We were told over and over again he had almost no online footprint. How many times did you hear that, Stu? He had almost no online footprint.
Yeah, I do remember, as you kind of mentioned, bits and pieces that came out about how he said this, but it wasn't a prolific poster, was always what they said.
And, how did this guy come up with this sophisticated way to kill without having any online footprint? Okay. So apparently there's a very large footprint. He had a Discord account, a Snapchat account. He was extremely active on YouTube, his comment history. And that's where things start to get really, really strange. So let me take you through the phases of the guy who tried to kill Donald Trump. Here's phase one. In 2019, violent, yes, but directed at Democrats. In 2019, Crooks' YouTube comments were violent, very violent, no question. But they were directed almost entirely to anti-Trump people and Democratic officials. When I say violent, he was talking about decapitations and shootings taking out government officials. Now, we all know, I mean, you may not know, I know, but you may just feel like, of course, that's happening. The government is monitoring everything, okay? There are key words, decapitation of fill in the politician. That shows up. That rings alarm bells. if you are talking about violent things and politics, you get on a list. It's just, you should get on a list. You're talking about things like this, taking out government officials. You should. The government should be monitoring stuff like that. Now, remember, this is in a period when the U.S. government, we later have learned, was monitoring social media more aggressively than any other point in U.S. history. Okay? They were looking for these kinds of things. People were arrested for memes at this time.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, because you're free.
You're free to do what
There's
you
one more thing I
mean.
was wanting to get to on this before we go to Alex Jones. Let's see if I can find it.
Alex Jones. Jonesy boy. Jonesy boy.
You have to bear with me a minute. I'm going to have to look for it. Trevor, entertain the folks while I look for what I'm looking for.
Entertain folks. Okay, let me pull up the word of the day. Where did I put it? There it is. The word of the day is akimbo. Akimbo. It means it's an adjective. It means with hands on hips and elbows bent forward. That's from dictionary.com. So when you stand up and you got your hands on your hips and your elbows are bent forward, bent outward, not forward, outward, I'm sorry. That is the akimbo stance. Interesting.
All right. Very good. All right, we're back. Word of the day, akimbo. As in, this show is akimbo.
With easy access to a gun. And we have to have a conversation about that.
And within days of the shooting, U.S. intelligence officials started leaking about a supposed plot by the Iranian government to kill Trump. There was never any evidence, but if you were planning a regime change war against Iran, you might claim otherwise.
Let me read to you this breaking news that we are.
I can't argue with them. I mean, they were pushing that Iran thing like crazy the year before the election.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you remember that? It was like, oh, Iran really wants to kill the president. Iran really wants to kill the president, guys.
When have they not wanted to?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, you're right. You're 100% right. They're always wanting to kill the president. They're always wanting to kill Americans in general. That's not news. But they screamed it for like a year. And then you get two, assassination attempts. And one of those assassination attempts is linked to like Ukraine in like 2 minutes. Because the internet sleuths caught on after Crooks. Everything got deleted with Crooks. And so when the second guy tried to kill the president, everybody flooded social media and found all the guy's account information before the feds could wipe it out. And they figured out he was connected to Ukraine. And the CIA or the FBI or whoever went, rats. They got us. So I guess we have to have a regular trial now. So,
oh, no.
Yeah.
We'll just shut down the government so that trial don't go anywhere.
Well, at least it's to our next thing, but let's finish this one first. So, there's one more detail I want to bring up.
3 U.S. officials who have been briefed on the matter. The U.S. obtained intelligence in recent weeks about an Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump.
The stonewalling, the lying, the persistent unwillingness to explain anything. All of it makes you wonder, what are they hiding? If the leadership of the FBI and the DOJ had any desire whatsoever to prove to the public that there's in fact nothing there, they could do that. But first they would have to answer these questions. Was Thomas Crooks known to federal law enforcement before the shooting? Was he known to local law enforcement before the shooting? And if not, why not? Who is Willie Tepes, and was he known to federal law enforcement?
That's the guy I was wanting to bring up. Willie
Tepes.
This is the guy that got a hold of Crooks, and then Crooks goes silent on the internet. So Crooks was talking all this crap, and then somebody gets a hold of him, and it's like,
Willie goes, hey, what's up?
Yeah, hey, buddy, have I got a job for you? And wouldn't you know it? So, I mean, obviously, but this is what everybody said from the beginning. This is what everybody was like, yeah, they got some unhinged kid who was mad at Trump they said, hey, we're going to teach you how to be an assassin. And then they put him out there to be the fall guy. And then they had a backup shooter somewhere.
Give him a couple weeks of training and be like, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a movie. You'll be the hero.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, but they did the same thing to Oswald. That's what the armed gunman thing really is, because practically speaking, like historically, I don't know if there's a time where like somebody's like successfully went after a world leader like with a sniper rifle or something. Usually the ones I've read, it's like if there's a lone gunman, they're like in the crowd and they pull out a gun and they shoot the guy at close range or something like that, but every time you see one of these lone gunman scenarios where they have to get past security and all this and that, normally they've had help. Like practically speaking, it takes more than one person to actually pull something like that off, just as a rule.
Yeah, from my perspective, I don't see how this kid would have even got that close.
No, he was flying a drone around the place before the event even began.
Well, that right there should have put up red flags.
Yeah. I mean, there's like 100. I mean, the cops were calling on this. The cops were literally watching this kid roam around by himself on the fairground. And the crowd was screaming their heads off that this kid was climbing on the roof.
Yeah, I remember seeing those videos.
Yeah. Right. Minutes before he ever got a shot off. And then once he got the shot off, the Secret Service wouldn't shoot him. It was the local cops that shot him.
Yeah.
It was a stand down. They found this kid, set him up, and then didn't do anything and gave him all the time in the world to kill the president. And then they had a backup agent that, for whatever reason, missed too. So, but he was just a lone gunman, Trevor.
I would like to hear. I would personally, not out of disrespect or anything, I would like to hear about the person that got hit in the crowd. Because there was a guy that got hit who was sitting in the crowd. I think he passed, but I'm not sure.
There were 3 people, I think, that got hit. 1 died and 2 made it, from what I understand. Okay. I'd have to check that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And Google that really quick.
What?
Boy, it'd help if I could spell.
Hey, you can spell. You can spell backwards if that helps. I could fill it in with a dad joke.
Sure we go. Do that.
Do that?
Yeah.
Man, I really wish that I would stop dreaming that I was a muffler. That way I wouldn't wake up so exhausted.
I missed it. Say that again.
I really wish I would stop dreaming that I was a muffler. That way I wouldn't wake up so exhausted.
Oh, muffler. I thought you said mumbler. And I was like...
I am a mumbler. That's why I had to say it again.
Yeah? There you go. It was 3. I'm trying to find if I can get anything more specific than that. But it was 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace, the one that passed.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us move on to Jones.
Here we go. Alex the Jones.
I don't know if he has anything actually to say on this or not.
It's all in paperwork.
Yeah. All right, we'll just start here in the middle and see what comes up with, and then we'll wrap it up from here. So
see what happens.
Yep.
Conspiracies that they like to say, oh, you don't know if this is true. Like they told Tucker, you don't know if this is true, this is authentic, but they won't actually put the information out there for the American people.
Yeah, that's
to
key.
see.
They say Tucker's full of crap, and then you have all the evidence come out, it's all true. And of course, it goes, we all saw it happen. He obviously probably wasn't even the shooter. You got all this forensics. It's crazy. Maybe Cash and them are just total amateurs because, I mean, if I was a villain, I would do a better job at this. It's like they just do the worst job possible.
Yeah. And I know we have like a couple of seconds, but I want to get out there too that Tucker did a good job at vetting this.
Hold on, do 5 more minutes. We got Kyle Serra, the big FBI whistleblower, on all this coming up.
I disagree with that. I don't think it's a matter of being an amateur. I think that they're loyal to their institution.
Yeah.
I think Cash, looking back on it, was just campaigning to get that job. It was a job he wanted. He couldn't get it through the left, so he chose to ally up with the right. And then once he got it, he did what he wanted. Because he's campaigned for this position before. So all of this was a marketing gimmick.
Oh, well, that would make everything make sense then.
Yeah, I think Cash just wanted the job, but he's a deep state guy through and through.
He just wanted that paycheck.
I think Dan Bongino might have got blindsided, but I think Cash is just a deep state guy. I just do. So.
Wow.
All right, well, you know what? We're going to be listening to Jones here in a minute anyway, so let's move on to the next subject. If you are on the live stream, stay with us because we got one more segment left. If you are watching this after the fact, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
On to part 3.
Well
so,
done.
Hey, Trevor, guess
Hey,
what?
Gary.
Guess what? There's still no list.
Are you going to do the intro first?
Yeah, I need to do the intro first. All right, welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Try F podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up. And today,
And here we go.
And here we go. There's still no list. There's no list, Trevor.
No list of what?
No Epstein list. No list of
What's on this Epstein list?
names of people that are very, very powerful that could ruin the economy.
Names that should be in jail.
Yeah, people who should be in jail for trafficking or sleeping with minors. So
Children.
Yeah, that seems to be what's on there. Thomas Massey has said there's 20. Alex Jones has said there's north of 100. The truth is probably somewhere in between. But the point is, they know the names of these people. That there has been progress on this front. But before we get into that, I just want to point out that it is probably, absolutely, totally a coincidence that now people are deciding to move on this thing after the Republicans got their teeth kicked in on Tuesday during the elections.
What happened?
Oh, well, there was a Virginia politician. I think he was attorney general, but I don't remember. But he was basically saying he thought Republicans and their children should die. Literally said this in public, didn't apologize, doubled down. He won, and he won by a lot.
That's scary.
And then, of course, New York elected a mayor who's promised to turn the grocery stores into, like, basically government-run grocery stores. Trevor, that is how you get commie Russia food lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, those old school food lines. Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. They made the grocery stores government run, and nobody had any food to eat. I mean,
of course.
Textbook communism. Classic, vintage communism.
So don't go to New York.
Yeah, don't go to New York. Just don't go. But yeah, people are leaving in droves. And then there were all sorts of other people who lost. I mean, it was a bloodbath for the Republicans, worse than they thought it was going to be. And people were saying, Trump betrayed us, and they were livid. And of course, this is a year before the midterms. So I'm sure Trump going, all right, fine, release it. I'm sure that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they got their teeth kicked in last week. But we said it was it's obvious that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been mad for forever. So I'm not surprised at all. Apparently, they just doggedly refuse to listen to everybody screaming their heads off about something like this happening. And now that it's happened, and now that it looks like their teeth are going to get kicked in the midterms,
they're scared.
Now we've decided that we're going to start doing movement. But you know what? A deal's a deal. If they'll actually produce all the information that's available, I'll take my petulant graphic off the overlay.
What if them seeing your petulant graphic was the thing that...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that was the catalyst. I'm sure that petty little thing was the straw that broke the camel's back. So,
Trump saw that and was like, oh, okay, fine, that's it. I'm releasing it.
Yeah, that was the thing that did it. No. So, Yeah, they lost. They lost horribly. And a week later, wouldn't you know it, it's like, okay, fine. Prosecute. Trump is telling Pam Bondi to prosecute J.P. Morgan and all these different guys. From what, according to Jones, he's going to start. He has told Pam Bondi to start prosecuting the guys on the list.
Took him long enough.
Is it Mike Johnson? I think it's Mike Johnson, who's the leader of the House of Representatives. He has told them they're going to have a vote to release all the information. Apparently, the Democrats are like going, no. They've changed their mind on it. And because apparently, it's mostly their people. But they didn't think Trump was actually going to flip on them. I don't know why they didn't think that. Because, what they've been doing this entire time is they've been, releasing stuff that's already been out for a while. And, really what kicked things off, Alex Jones's thing, his theory about it is basically that they kept trying to humiliate Trump with the files and kept rubbing salt in the wound. Because according to Jones, he made this deal with the Democrats back in January that he was going to continue to cover it up. And the deal was, everybody's going to play nice, I'm not going to release these files, and I'm not going to send a bunch of your donors and people in jail, and we're all going to play nice, and we're all going to get along, and we're all going to make deals, and we're going to make America great again.
Didn't work out so well.
Yeah, the Democrats were like, yeah, we'll totally do that. And, of course, what they did instead was called his wife a prostitute for Epstein, and... now they're saying the latest stunt, what Jones thinks is the straw that broke the camel's back, was that they released a series of emails, and they redacted the name of the girl that was making the claim. So they said, this girl was like, I hung out with Trump all the time, and he was with Epstein or whatever a lot. And they were like, this is new. This is scandalous. I can't believe it. Well... the email already existed. It was Virginia Giuffre's court case.
We already went over that.
Yeah, and she said Trump never did anything. So it was a big nothing burger, but the news outlets redacted Virginia's name to make it look like something new had gotten released when it was the same stuff as before. And so
Copy, paste, print, repeat.
Yeah, and so Trump was like, you know what, forget it. Prosecute him, according to Jones. So he's had enough. Everybody told him it was going to happen, but I guess the man has stepped on enough landmines and has decided that he's going to actually do what's beneficial for the country and himself. So,
finally.
Yeah, finally. So hopefully I can take that graphic down in the next few weeks. We'll see. Yeah, but it's been up a month and a half now, a little over.
That's not too bad.
It's been up for 4 or 5. I was scared it was going to be it's going to replace our logo after a while. It's going to be like the Still No List podcast.
Still No List podcast. That's all we talk about.
It's the list.
It's the list.
All right, so I wanted to...
maybe we should start a new podcast and just call it the Still No List podcast.
Still No List podcast.
And that's all we talk about. Sit there with a live feed on any news stream that's following it.
Yeah. Well, I thought I would what we're going to do is we're going to have Alex Jones talk about the list thing for a little bit, and then we're going to do Megyn Kelly because she's got a little bit of a different perspective. And then apparently we have a local station out of Seattle we wanted to listen to and mock. And then we were going to have a rebuttal from Beck, and then that was going to be the end of it. So that is our plan.
Okay, I'm going to run for a second. I'll be right back.
Go to the bathroom. Go. Go forth. All right, I guess I won't bury the lead here. We'll just get started with the video really quick. So let me transition over here, and here we go.
The Epstein thing has come to the peak so far of its importance, and exactly what I knew was in there is in there. all of it's already been out. It's all complete innuendo and crap. And so Trump is going after the Clintons, and everybody's saying, fine, open the whole damn thing up, even though it's going to destroy the economy. And I'm not sure it is, but it's going to be really bad. Because the DOJ and the Comeys and all them that hid all the stuff they wanted to hide, never had anything on Trump, they left a bunch of innuendo and recycled crap, all this old stuff that's not true, all disproven, or nothing burgers. But they're still going to continue to bring this out. So Trump's like, it's a diversion, it's Russiagate, let's move on. And they're not going to let him do that. Even though I can tell you when they all came and kissed his ass when he first got back in, the deal was made. So Trump made a deal with the devil, and now the devil's trying to shove a pitchfork up his butt.
I guess this is kind of my personal aggravation with it, is this is one of the reasons I voted for him, because I thought, surely he won't make a deal with these people after they tried to shoot him. I mean, you would think after going through all that, he would know better. And I don't know why he even bothered, because everybody in the dog told him this was going to happen. And we kind of voted for him so he wouldn't do this. Or at least I voted for him because I thought he wasn't going to do this. Because he already made that mistake the first time. He already, played with the deep state. You know, he had Pence as his VP, and it was pretty obvious he was one of the bad actors in that whole thing. And after COVID, it bit him in the hind end so bad. I thought, man, surely that would scare him off from making a deal like that again. And then he turns around and does it at the very beginning of his second administration. I'm honestly baffled and annoyed by that. Welcome back, Mr. Trevor.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I shouldn't have chugged all that water.
What?
I tried to chug some water before each podcast, so...
Does it help?
Sometimes it does help sometimes, but other times it just goes right through me.
Gotcha. I hear you.
There's nobody else with Epstein, and the Easter Bunny is real. And I was like, oh my gosh, what was that, 8 months ago? I said, this is a disaster. We went and had interventions. We said, we understand, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to unfold. You're being set up, Mr. President. No matter how painful this is for all these big Democrats, you got to let them have it because, A, it's immoral to make a deal with them.
Sorry, can we just appreciate that picture?
Where they both look terrified out of their minds.
Yeah, on the stream, you can only see about half of Bongino's face, but you got both of his eyes. I mean, that is just, those are two men who look absolutely terrified. I watched these guys for years. It's like night and day. It's just incredible.
And B, they're going to turn around and stab you in the back. Well, I guess the president and Bongino and Patel aren't as sophisticated as I am. Or as Roger Stone is.
That's funny.
But yeah, I love, Naked Gun, where the building's blowing up, missiles are exploding, and he's like, nothing to see here. Everything's fine. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I'm not happy about this. I'm laughing because I'm really freaked out. I mean, we need Trump to succeed. My God, he's night and day compared to the Democrats. But you see, when you see the Epstein cover-up.
I agree, but we really need to quit saying that.
Night and
it
day.
just seems like at least they're not the Democrats. I know, but choosing the lesser of two evils is how we got here.
Yeah.
It's can we stop framing things like that? You're not wrong, but can we just be mad and be stop doing the wrong thing here? These were PDF files. They need to be punished. If you're not going to punish them, why would you punish anybody? Deal with it, and not sit there and go, well, we need to support Trump because at least he's not the PDF file himself.
No.
If you sit there and throw those people in jail, then the other side stops acting that way because they know they can't get away with it.
Yeah.
It's we've got to stop lowering our standards because it isn't one layer above hell. So
All right.
anyway, I know what he means, and I agree. I hate the framing.
Yeah.
So, sorry, you were going to say something?
They're like, I'd rather take 2 levels above hell instead of 1.
Yeah. It's like, do you want a little poop in your punch or a lot of poop? Or
Either way,
prefer,
it's gross.
Would you prefer a turd, or would you prefer diarrhea in your punch?
Either way, it's gross.
Yeah. So it's just like, well, at least it's not diarrhea, you know?
Blech.
You go, oh, he's screwing the kids. No, folks. You see the cover-up of the accomplices with the guy trying to kill Trump in Mar-a-Lago. You see the total cover-up of accomplices and helpers with Thomas Crooks in Pennsylvania. You see the cover-up of Big Pharma. You see the cover-up by the institutions of the pipe bomber reportedly being a Fed and the CIA. And all of that because it's these same institutions, and Trump hasn't gotten control of it, and he can't even get them to go after the deep state who committed their crimes out in the open. And so, yeah, we've got more traction than we got 8 years ago because Trump got some decent Supreme Court people comparatively and did some other good stuff and kind of held off the Great Reset a little, but they used the COVID thing to derail it. Our plan, 1776 worldwide plan. But now, no. It's night and day how much good we're getting done, but it's still not enough. And I've been saying this. They're going to try to crash the economy. They're going to try to get riots going because that's the Podesta plan. And they're going to bring this Epstein thing out. They're going to try to create a MAGA civil war. That created the cracks 10 months ago. Then Gaza peaking and the Israel lobby obnoxiously saying censor everybody, take everybody off the air, shut up everybody from Tucker Carlson to Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes. All of that has been done. That's caused a big rift, and it's now civil war MAGA. And real pollsters that I respect who've been right 99% of the time, like Mark Mitchell has been hitting the panic button for a few months. And now
Sad Sands says the video is cutting in and out.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had Google Chrome up to check our stream, and I'm sure that glitched the thing because Google Chrome is Satan. So, yeah, I turned Chrome off though, so that should fix it. Let me know if it doesn't, please.
you see it everywhere, and he predicted all this, and people go, oh, he's just a panicking. No, it's good when Trump's doing wrong and stepping in it to say, stop that.
That is kind of the thing. Like, I get very frustrated with people because I feel like a lot of this is just, now you're cutting in and out.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I don't really know why that would be the case. Let me close some tabs here. And while I'm doing that, let me...
I'm re-listening. I'm not getting cuts.
Yeah, that might be her thing. We'll give it a minute. It's now Sad Sands. I think that's Jess, actually, because Demi's got a new YouTube channel. She's been all about the Undertown or Underground YouTube thing.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I should be fixing it now.
Should be fixed.
Let me close some tabs here.
Oh, they said it's them.
Oh, she was, yep, it's me. Okay. Scared me to death. Undertale. Thank you. I'm old. I'm not hip with the kids and what they like anymore. What can I say?
What's Undertale?
It's like a YouTube thing. It's like Demi really likes it. It's like these skeleton guys and all this. Yeah, she's all about it. So
interesting.
Well, it's YouTube. Anyway, so what was I saying?
You were still cutting out
though. Well, is it me or is it... You're frustrating. You're still cutting out, though, a video game.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now I know what she's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, what I was going to say about these political subjects that really matter, I don't like the mascot stuff. You and the video. I don't know what.
Yeah, for
Are
me,
you
it's
seeing-
playing just fine.
And Trevor, are you sure it's for you? It's fine.
Yeah, for me, it's fine.
I mean,
I'm
I
not getting
can't
any
really
cuts.
check. I mean, I can't really check it because then I'll, screw up the podcast or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, if it's fine on your end, I don't know what the problem will be. I guess I'll have to check it after the recording, and we'll know when it's too late, I guess. But yeah, I shut a bunch of tabs off and turned off Google Chrome, so it should be fixed now. Anyway, I'm tired of the mascot stuff. Like, we voted for Trump because he had certain policies that we liked, not because, just his charisma. So if he does something that the people don't like, they ought to be able to push back on him. It's like, we're not, like, we are voting for you and your delivery, but at the same time, we're not voting for you. We're voting for your policies.
Yeah.
So if you say something and you do something else, like, that is a problem.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be, is you say you're going to do this. Okay, we'll vote for you if you do this. And then you get in and you do the opposite. People get mad at you.
Right. Right. It's like a car salesman. He fills your Mercedes up with sawdust, and then when you come back and grumble, he goes, well, I get to decide whether you're a fan of me or not.
No.
I don't care if I'm a fan of you or not. You gave me a bad deal, So it's just a ego thing, I guess. But I don't like this panicking thing and going after, because the liberals do the same thing. They go after, or people in Hollywood do the same thing. They go after their fans. Like, if the fans don't like something, they start, complaining about the fans, and all this.
Yep.
It's the same kind of attitude. It's like you go after your own constituency because you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. It's like, well, that's just going to chase people away. And there were Republicans in that election last week. I think the thing that panicked a lot of people was there were Republicans that had been in local offices that had been in office for years that lost. And those local guys were reporting back to a particular, it was the Daily Pundit, I think. I'd have to check. But it's a Robert Barnes and another guy. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. I should remember his name. I will look that up.
Look it up.
Yeah, but he was talking, and they were on the ground reporting, on the election results. And the local guys who had lost their office were sitting there going, we like you personally, but we need to send a message to Trump. And
I hope they got the message through.
I think they did, and I think that's what this was really about. I don't think it was, it's not just going to show it to me. It's going to make me fight.
Oh, man.
That's incredibly frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Because they have to remember the name. They bury everything. So is it Daily Caller? No, that's not it. Dadgum. Maybe if I look it up. But, yeah, they always bury these podcasts, so you have to,
dig for them.
you have to say everything just exactly, because those commies on YouTube can't make an inference. So, but I do, but it's his story, so I don't want to give him credit for it,
Yeah, I usually start, at Google search, and then go back to YouTube.
That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, because they don't censor the same things usually. Let me try that really quick.
Even though Google owns YouTube, but they still don't censor it the same way. It's like they got a whole different algorithm set up.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, did you hear that the phrase 6'7" got put in the dictionary?
That seems like a sure sign that society is degrading.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't hip to my own trends whenever I was in school. So, you know, I'm sorry. I really.
Yeah, here it is. I'll read it.
Okay,
The origin
go
of the
ahead.
most modern use of 6/7 is thought to be a song called Doot Doot 6/7 by Skrilla. This is an opportune This is an opportune moment to mention that you may also see it written as 6-7 or 6-7 words and numbers difference. But the most important thing to remember is to never pronounce it as 67. It was quickly reinforced by viral TikToks featuring basketball players and a young boy who will forever be known as the 6'7" kid. So, yeah.
Well, that's just delightfully depressing. Okay, I was very, very wrong, and so the name of the oh my gosh, sorry, Trevor, hang on, adjusting window.
Did you lose it? Did you have it and then you lost it?
I have it, and let me pull it up here. So the name of the show is What Are the Odds? It's People's Pundit. So
Oh, I see.
that's what it was.
At least you found it.
Yeah. Well, the Google thing worked. It worked. Worked
Thank
like
you.
a charm.
Or charmed like to work.
Charmed like a work. But yeah, they were saying that basically these local guys, like sheriff local, you know, were saying, hey, my people are saying they like me, but they want to send Trump a message because they feel betrayed.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I think this is about. I don't think it's so much about ABC pulling another cheap stunt. I think it's because they really got killed in those elections. So
No.
that was my point. Apologize for that gigantic diatribe. So
We're his constituents.
Diatribe.
diatribe.
We got him in there. We're not a Democrat Party cult that's given talking points. We are in control if we exercise our will. So the Epstein thing is peaked. I did this yesterday, but then I showed the documents, but I think Glenn Beck did a better succinct job of it. And I've looked at each.
Where do they find these people? Like, how much do they get paid to scour the internet for horrible looking pictures?
Their entire paycheck.
It's just that. It's like, how do I find the worst looking picture of Kash Patel possible?
That's funny. Probably just as interns or something like that.
Yeah.
Each piece and everything the Democrats have released. This is the worst stuff they've got. They got it from the Epstein family, all his emails, all his stuff they wanted to hand over. And it's Steve Bannon wanting to interviewing him once. And Steve Bannon sending him political emails on his email list about cutting taxes and getting rid of Jerome Powell and all this stuff. I get all that stuff from Steve Bannon. Hey, get on this. I don't even work for him. It's just like, hey, you ought to cover this. This is an important action topic. It's like, we got to get this confirmation done. He's just spamming it out, and that's the best thing they've got.
Yeah, so he's talking about the recycled emails. So that was kind of the thing. But he wanted to say that the Guthrie thing was enough that got him mad about the whole deal. So, bottom line, though, is that Trump is wanting to do something about this now. And I hope he does. He's going to have to fire Pam Bondi. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to fire her before any of this is going to move. But
Why is that?
Well, because she's like bought off by Pfizer. She's like one of the deep state actors. Like, they got Matt Gaetz out and put her in. So she's probably not on the up and up. And the whole phase 1 thing proves she's more than happy to lie.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but if somebody is going to go so far as to imply, and this is really what made me mad, they're willing to go so far as to imply that the only reason we want the Epstein files is because we want to look at CP from Epstein.
No, we don't.
Like, she just blatantly called Trump's supporters perverts. And I'm like, and he still stood by her, which is astounding to me. I mean, the ego and the contempt that you have to have for your own people that's just astounding. So he's gonna have to fire. He's told, according to Jones, he's told her to do it. But, you know, I don't think she's going to. I just don't think she is.
He's going to fire her?
I don't think she's going to investigate. I'm not sure if he's going to fire her or not.
Oh,
He's going to lose the midterms if he doesn't.
Yeah.
In fact, the last few weeks have been so bad. I don't know if he's going to win the midterms no matter what. I mean, it's going to take some pretty dramatic. It's going to take like the first 2 months of his administration happening again. Like, you're going to need another Doge. You're going to have to go audit the Fed like you said you were going to do. You're going to have to like, yeah, that's a good insult. CIA AIDS. I like that. I like that. CIA AIDS. Because that's what this country has. It has CIA AIDS. I'm keeping that.
That's fine.
Anyway, no, I mean, he's going to have to get rid of her, and they're going to have to, like, do the purge like what they were doing the first couple of months. First couple of months of the administration were great.
Yeah.
They were great, but then after that phase one thing, I mean, it just imploded. It has sucked ever since then.
Yeah.
So it's going to take another couple months like that to even get back to where they were. Otherwise, I think they're going to lose. And then he's going to get to, you know, be impeached 37 times again. So
I hope not. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like they hunted and hunted for just anything to impeach him on.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he still made deals with them. But anyway, hopefully that's going to change. We're going to be optimistic and say hopefully that's going to change.
It's just good business.
Famous last words. So, all right.
In one that's being touted by the media, August 23rd, 2018, it appears to show Epstein, former Obama White House counsel Kathy Rumler, who I mentioned, discussing Michael Cohen and the payments to Stormy Daniels. And you hear Epstein saying, "You see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, New York business people have no idea what it means to have your fixer flip. I know how dirty Donald is." And the media's running with this. It's like, okay, once again, if Epstein said anything to Michael Wolff about Donald Trump, and there's 100 hours of it on tape, you don't think Michael Wolff would have dropped that on the Halloween surprise he did 6 days before the last election? It's such bullshit. Like, nothing is there. And not to mention the fact, you don't think Joe Biden would have dropped it when he was running against Trump?
Right.
For re-election, or Kamala Harris? Like, this is all, they've bastardized the Epstein story to make it all about Trump, which is it's infuriating to those of us who actually do care about young girls and have a proven record of it. They can go fuck themselves with this.
They can.
Amen.
I like hearing Megyn Kelly cuss. It makes me happy. So,
Right.
Anyway, no, it wouldn't have happened, though, if he just released it like he said he was going to. And see, that's what frustrates me about it, because obviously they didn't care. Like, they have control of the media. They have control of everything. They probably thought they could, you know, run a defense if he released the files. The point of getting them to hide it was to make him look guilty so they could do this. And Trump, being I'm going to be the deal maker, went along with it. And I don't know how he could think it. But it's like, obviously they wanted him to do the cover up so he would look guilty as sin, you know? And then they could turn around and say Melania was like working for Epstein and all this crap. Am I making sense? Like, this was their play. And so now this framing, like, it was always the plan. It was a stupid plan, because now he's just going to get mad and release it anyway. But it might work because he doubled down for 8 months.
All right. So now it's all just going to go.
Mm-hmm. Or like, if he just listened to everybody and the dog instead of just digging in. I mean,
instead of being like, they're still talking about that?
Yeah, it was such a stupid plan. It shouldn't have worked. But it worked because of his own ego. Or it might work because of its own ego. I mean, maybe there's still time. But, you know, they're going to have to release that stuff fast. And then they're going to have to recoup. They're going to have to recoup from this year just to keep what they have.
They took,
in the midterms.
a month off? They shut down for a month? That is long enough.
Well, that's not what I mean. I'm happy the government shut down. It means they can't hurt me. But you know, I'm not sad when they don't, you know, when they don't do their job. I'd rather they just kind of stay out of the way. But
although I wouldn't mind my tax refund back.
Well, you should get it now. They're back open. So
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, I get what she's saying, and I understand her being frustrated, but I'm frustrated because it's like everybody told him it was going to happen, and it was like, please don't do this. It's happening now. It's like everybody was like, they're going to use it against you. They're going to release a bunch of crap that the Comeys had put in there to make you look bad. They're just going to make it look like you're the villain. The whole plan is to have you cover it up and then sit there and go, what's he hiding? What's he hiding? When it's actually all their people, because that's like the Democrat go-to plan, confession through projection, accuse your enemy of whatever it is you're doing. It's like their entire ethos. So, or their entire strategy in a nutshell. So it's like, of course they're going to flip the script on you. Why would you step in it? Why would you step in it? But anyway,
well, it is swampy area. Maybe he took a misstep.
Yeah, it is a swampy main. Yeah. Well, hopefully he can rebound, but we'll see. So
We'll see.
I'm just ranting and repeating myself at this point. Is there anything new that I was going to add? Oh, yeah, we were going to make fun of the liberals here.
Oh, yay.
Because I don't think we need to. She's just going to complain about the media reframing it, I think. So we've touched on that. Here's how the Democrats are treating the subject.
With the government now back open, lawmakers in the House are turning their attention to the Epstein files. Hello, I'm Mimi Jung, tracking the latest headlines. Democrats and a House Oversight Committee released new documents from the estate of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. They mention President Trump often. The president has called it a hoax and called for the Department of Justice to look into other Epstein ties, including some high-profile Democrats. And in the coming days, the House is expected to vote on whether to release all the case files. We'll dive into all of that today. Let's start with those new documents. It's 20,000 pages that include email exchanges where Epstein mentions high-profile figures by name, including Trump. Jennifer Bellamy has the details.
Okay, I forgot to mention this. I should have said this earlier. Before Trump changed his mind, he was actually pressuring those 4 congressmen, I think it was, that Massey had. They were actively like dragging the FBI and people in there to intimidate these congressmen into not voting to release the files. It didn't work. See, the thing is that Johnson has to say we're going to have the vote now because Massey got the 219 that he needed, if I remember correctly. And so he had the 219. The 4 that Trump tried to pressure didn't flip. So they either had the vote and now they have to release they had the vote to have the vote, and now they're going to vote to release the files, or Johnson preemptively got ahead of Massey and said, okay, we're going to have the vote. So Massey couldn't have the win. It was one of those two things. But basically, either way, Massey won his contest with Trump because he was going to pressure them into going public with their votes, and it would have been death for all the Republicans in the midterm to vote against releasing the Epstein files. And they knew it, so and that's a pretty powerful motivator, powerful enough to not be intimidated even when the FBI is standing going, you better, my Uncle Louie, he's not very nice,
Uncle Sam.
But it disgusts me that Trump would even do that. Like, I kind of voted for him to not be that way, but, we're all just going to be men of the world and do what's practical and all this. Anyway, so I needed to say that, and of course, the Democrats are doing what we discussed before. They're going to make it like it's all about Trump when it's not. But anyway, we'll just watch them do it for a minute.
The emails that began almost 15 years ago were obtained by the GOP-led panel after it subpoenaed Epstein's estate earlier this year. The first group of records from the estate were released by the committee in September. President Trump has referred to the saga as the Jeffrey Epstein hoax and has consistently denied any wrongdoing.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. And what President Trump has always said is that he was from Palm Beach, and so was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago until President Trump kicked him out because Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and he was a creep.
In one 2019 email exchange to author Michael Wolff, Epstein appeared to reference that incident, writing, quote, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever." Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Elaine to stop.
There is a separate effort from a bipartisan pair of lawmakers calling for the
So that is just perfect. That's the Democrats in a nutshell. That's amazing. So
blame it all on Trump.
Yeah, well, that email thing was, he knew about the girls, implying that Trump knew about the trafficking. That was what that was. They were trying to create the impression that he knew about the trafficking. That's not what was going on. What was going on was that Epstein was stealing Trump's employees. And so, and so Trump kicked him out because, he was basically poaching the masseuses. And so, it had nothing to do with the trafficking situation. It was, this guy's taking my employees. That's pretty dirty. You're gone.
Bye.
Yeah. But they tried but they took that statement and made it and implied that it was about the trafficking. Media in a nutshell.
Media in a nutshell.
Yeah. All right. So that demonstrates the point. Let's see. I think Beck makes the same point here. Let's watch this.
Well, let's dive right into the Epstein-Maxwell emails. My gosh, Stu. Why are they trying to cover up that Donald Trump had sex with children?
I mean, it's as clear as day in the emails.
Yeah.
He spent hours with one of the...
Can I just say sarcasm is my favorite language? It's beautiful.
Sarcasm.
It's beautiful.
The best language against stupidity.
victims. What else could possibly have occurred in that arrangement? We don't know.
And it's one of the victims, Stu. One of the victims.
One of the victims.
Okay?
That's all we know. That's all we know. One of the victims.
Let me read what Jeffrey Epstein wrote. I want you to realize that the dog who hasn't barked is Trump. Victim, redacted, victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. Okay. New information just released. Or is it? Because in 2011, that was released and everybody knew it. It's been out floating around. Here's the change. In 2011, this is what it read. I want you to realize the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Virginia spent hours at my house with him. Why would you redact a name that is already out in the public square? It's already out. The memo is already out. The email is already out. It's been out for years. Why would you redact that name now? Well, because it makes it all suddenly new and shiny. Shiny and new. If you don't know who said it, you see victim and you're like, oh, there's a victim that he was, who was the victim? I don't know. But when you know it's Virginia, you know this is already gone to court. She already testified about this. He didn't partake in any of this, any sex with any of it. It's true. He didn't partake in any sex with us. And I'm quoting, this is from the testimony. But it's not true that he flirted with me. Donald Trump never flirted with me. Have you ever met him? Yes, at Mar-a-Lago, my dad and him. I wouldn't say they were friends, but my dad knew him and they would talk. Have you ever been in Donald Trump or Jeffrey Epstein's presence with one another? No. What's the basis of your statement that Donald Trump is a good friend of Jeffrey? Jeffrey's told me that Donald Trump is a good friend of his. He didn't partake in any of the sex with any of it. He flirted with me. It's true that he didn't partake in any sex with us, but it's not true that he flirted with me. So I don't understand that. But she goes on. Donald Trump never flirted with me. Okay. So what's new about this? This is the same girl. This is the same person that didn't she work at Mar-a-Lago, or she was going to get a job at Mar-a-Lago?
I believe she did. Yeah, I believe she did at one point.
So we know they know each other. We know that at Mar-a-Lago, Jeffrey Epstein would come and he was poaching the employees, the girls there, to go work for him. And Donald Trump went to him and said, hey, man, stop it. Stop poaching people from me. That's not cool. Don't do it. And then he said, oh, yeah, all right. And then he did it a second time. And he's like, you know what? You're out. I don't want you here anymore. I asked you not to do that, and you did it. Now, that doesn't mean...
So there you go. There you go.
Wow.
So that is the situation as it is. As I said before, if they actually, release names and do something about this, I will take my petulant little graphic down. But until then, it remains.
It's going to stay there.
I hope they release the files. I hope, or at least whatever we have.
Are we going to do something when they do release it, or just wait till our podcast?
I mean, we could, if you wanted, do something the day of, but I don't know when that would be. So,
okay.
I mean, we've talked about it enough. It seems like it would warrant its own episode. I mean, this is insane, but I mean, I don't think anything's going to move forward in this administration until this gets done. Like, it's snowballed.
Until they vote.
It's snowballed and snowballed and snowballed.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
I hope they vote on it pretty soon.
Yeah. I hope
like
so.
tomorrow, even though it's Sunday.
I hope it gets done. So we're going to wrap it up tonight, boys and girls. So Cody, Calix, Jeremiah, and my wife, who is under the YouTube channel Sad Sands, thank you all so much for participating tonight.
Yes, thank you.
And we're going to let you go. So wrapping it up, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.